Yeah, yeah, you are. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Just pick up the phone, baby, pick up the phone. I pick up the phone. Yeah, pick up the, pick up the, pick up the. We go to mastering, mastering, mastering. We go to mastering, mastering. We go to mastering. We, hey. Baby, you want it, my jelly, my team, my new two way. You didn't wanna pin on my team, my team, hey. Baby, you won't have you, yeah. You didn't you, hey. Baby, you jumping up in my team, people, Baby, you wanna pin my team, I don't have lines, I just humble words. But I just want the melody to go with the beat. Oh, don't care about my body English. I just wanna keep on the melody. Today we gon' do mastering. I wanna show you this thing, how we do it, hey. This is how we do it, oh yeah. This is Tokal Beats, oh yeah. We gon' do it professionally. We gon' use stroke blocking heat. So look right there and stick with me from the start to the end. Never skip ads. Subscribe, comment, and like. Let's do this thing, yeah, yeah. Let's just do this thing, yeah. Let's do this thing, yeah. Let's do it, Okay. Away with autotune, away with reverb. Years. So, hello guys, welcome. The vibes, Yeah, it's all about the vibes and feel good, Yeah. So, today I want to do something. I want us to do something different from what we used to do. Today, I want us to do mastering, and I want to show you how I do it my way. There are many ways of killing a rat, so I have my own ways. We always say there are no rules. There are no rules in music production. What we achieve is a good sound. This is Tokal Beats, and welcome to my channel. Remember, if you're new here, consider subscribing because I'll be dropping them new episodes, new tutorials, new beats every time, vibes and all tips and tricks. Yeah, so hang right there, because whatever I've prepared for you is going to be of use. Maybe I'll share some tips that you don't have. You can apply in your next project. Yes, so without further ado, I have this trap beat here that I was vibing to. Yeah, it's a melodic trap beat, a little bit dark, and I want us to do mastering from scratch. This is a mix, the cleanest mix that I ever came up with. Yeah, and I'm sure when you hang around, you won't regret. So, sorry. First thing first, before you go start mastering, you start your mastering process. First thing you have to ensure that you have a mix, a clean mix, clean mix, because when you have a muddy mix, you're going to have a very hard time doing the mastering. Yeah, mastering is all about the levels, bringing up the whole mix, bringing it up, and adding that final punch. Yeah, so the most work comes during the mixing part. Yeah, so for me here today, this is the mix that I heard. Let me, this is the mix that I have. Let me just play you a little bit so you can listen to how it sounds. This is my master. Nothing there. Yeah, so basically that's a beat. It's a good vibe, good beat. I feel like that is the cleanest mix. I mean, the cleanest mix I could get from this beat. Yeah. So without further ado, let's kickstart this thing. You know. So first thing first, you have to check your levels. Huh? And to check levels, you have to select the loudest part of the beat. Huh? So for me, if you have a visual, if you have a visual here, then this is, for me, this is the loudest part. Yeah. There are other loudest parts there, but this is, I feel this is my loudest. So I will select that part. I will select it so that it's going to loop. It's going to loop. Yeah. First thing on the master, I have to check how much space headroom I have here. So I will drop in a visual plugin, any visual plugin. I want to see how much space headroom. When I say headroom, I mean the space that I'm going to add the effects of mastering. The space that is going, the effects of mastering are going to fill. Yeah, that's called the headroom. So I will add a loudness meter here. Yeah, I will use Yulin loudness meter. Yeah, so when I play, you're going to see the energy, the song. So you can see here, I have maybe I can enlarge this. Yeah. So when you see here, you can still have like 3, 4 decibels here, decibels of headroom around there, around 4, 5. You can just check. So that is like 4, 5 decibels of headroom. Yeah. So if you have that space, it means you have enough space to do your mastering. So I bring in here a loudness meter. This is to check on my loudness. Yeah, as it says, it's a loudness meter. I've set it on LUFS. Yeah, that is the measure of loudness of the song. Then I said I'm going to use stock plugins. So first thing first, after I have listened to the track, after you have listened to the track, you have to add. I'm going to show you the way I do it. This is my way of doing it. And I say I'm going to use stock plugins, but I'll add something 1-2 from third party. I don't use many plugins on my master. So first thing first, sorry, I will add Maximus. This is like a multi-band compressor, but it has almost everything you may you will need when mastering your songs. You know, I already have my mastering chain, yeah, but I want to show you how I do it. Yeah. So when I roll in a Maximus here, you're already going to see that it has those pre-computed effects that when you drop it on the master, you're going to feel a difference, dynamics in the song dynamics. So that is with the Maximus with it. So you should have a very sharp ear to notice the difference. So when I drop it, I'm going to choose a preset here. Yeah. So there are a bunch of presets here, and I'll go to the mastering here. Sorry. So I'll play with the effects that are here. That is clear master first thing. So when you compare without it and with it, there's a huge difference already. Yeah, because everything has been brought up. The dynamics, there's a slightly little bit of saturation. Yeah, I can feel it. Compression from the low end to the high end. There's some compression there. Yeah, and that is a very, very good preset you can start with, the Clear Master, because if you can have a second listen. This is before, and this is after. That's already sounding good. Okay, I can choose another one here. My best go to preset Master Aid 1. Yeah, that's my go-to initial preset when I go to my mixing mastering. Those two, but this is my best, because it sounds really, really, really nice. Yeah, so that is I said this is clear. This is Master Aid 1. Yeah, so I can feel a very, very dynamic change, a good dynamic change, and nothing is overly overdone or oversaturated. I don't know anything. You can just listen. That is before. This is after. So if you listen to my beat, you're going to notice that some high, it lacks some high end, So you have to listen to you have to keep in mind. You have to bring your ear to the frequency range of the beat. You listen to the lows, the mids, and the highs. So to me, I feel like the highs are a little bit down. So as I say, this is like an all-in-one plugin. It is a multi-band compressor. It has imaging, stereo imaging. It has, how do we call this? This is the multi-band compression. These are low, the mids, the highs. It also has saturation here, compression here. Everything is in here. Everything. Yeah. So I can decide to do the EQing in within this plugin. Like maybe I feel the highs are a little bit down, so I come to solo the I will solo the highs. Because I feel like the highs are a little bit down, and when I go to the separation of the frequencies, I can sorry, I can bring the lows a little bit from frequency. I choose this from frequency around 5,700 there, 5,000, depends with the beat. Yeah, the beat and your ears, what they hear. So I can, because I feel like there are lots of mids here, you know, so I can bring the lows a little bit down here. Yeah, it can occupy some of the high mids. I can feel the difference now before, after. You can feel. So um, I also go to the highs again. I go to the highs and on the bands. This is a pre-gain. I can decide to bring the pre-gain up and listen. So I balance it until I feel that is the right spot. I can go to the mids. I can solo the mids. So I can also separate the mids and try to find to find the right spot for the mids. Yeah. So from the this knob here, I can adjust the mids from the lows and from the highs. So when I play, you can see that I have given space for the lows, and the mids have given them a very, very small frequency range. That is not right. So it depends with your ears. So you can adjust a little bit. They're at around 150. The lows are from 150 to build to down. So the mids from 150 to around 5K. So I can just adjust according to my ears. So I select where the mids are, come here to this knob here and adjust. Just around 150. Sounds good. So the lows, I can solve the lows. And as you can see, there's already compression here, and it sounds good already. Sounds good. I don't have to overly compress, but because this is the lows have to be you have to control the lows more than any other part of the beat, because they are parts the parts that are dynamically active. So you have to make sure you control your lows. So I will just bring this knob down just once. This is one compression. This is compression. Let me do this before you listen. You can see here. Let me bring it here. I can adjust this. This is compression. When it hits this threshold, the compression is triggered. So I can adjust that further. So you can see the compression now has is a little bit higher than before. So I'm trying to bring out the control, the lows. That's great. And the mids also a little bit. The highs also a little bit. I can go twice. I feel like I have overly compressed the lows. And that's the master. The compression is off here. For me, I don't put the compression on the master until I feel like I've balanced the beat. After that, sorry. So the lows, when we come to stereo separation, stereo separation starts from the mixing part, but I can also achieve stereo separation from my from Maximus here. Yeah, I can separate the lows, the mid, the high, according to how I want them. So the lows, they have to be mono. They have to be mono, and the mids um, a little bit stereo to mono, and the highs should be are much stereo than the mids. So I come to the mono, select the mono band, and here, this knob here, as the hint panel shows there, stereo separation original right here. So when you go to the right, it means you are merging, you are bringing it to mono. To the left, the stereo. Stereo, it means you are going to hear the sound spreading from your left to the right. You are going to hear the sound only to the left and the right. And at the center, the mono, you won't hear it. Let's have an example here. Let me take it to extremely mono, and I solo it. Now that's mono. Now let me take it extremely 100% separation. That is stereo. Let's listen. So you can do that on the lows. You just take this band, bring it to the right. Just listen as you take it. So to me, during my beat making, I do much of the stereo separation. Yeah, but for the sake of this this beat, I never did that. I want to show you can achieve it here. But on the mix, you can go to where the kick is. There is this knob here, this knob here. There's this knob here, this knob here. Stereo separation original. Let's look here on the hint panel. This is the stereo separation. So maybe this is your kick on your project file, the beat project file. And maybe this is your kick. You come here. Let's say this is the kick now. You come here. To the right, it means you're merging it. So the kick should be mono. You can bring it further right, 100% you merge it, or you can bring it left, and that's weird. I have never seen a kick brought that stereo to that state. So the kick should be mono. So that is how I do the stereo separation from my mixing part. So here, if maybe you feel like still the lows are a little bit stereo, you can control them here. So to me, let me take this to around 60 there. I feel like it's the right spot. There's a sweet spot. Then the mids, you can solo the mids and listen. So the mids, you can just take bring separation around 10% there. Just your ears will tell you. Because when you bring them much further, you crank them to 100% separation, is going to be weird. Just a little bit around 15 there, 16 around there. Then the highs around 20, 25 there, around there. Depends with your ears. So far, what we've done, I can do an A/B after and before. I can do an after and before, and we listen to the changes that we get from whatever I've done. This is before. This is after. You can feel the dynamic change of the beat. You can feel it. So after that, what else? So you have done the compression the compression part, the leveling, the stereo separation. So what do we do next? What do you do next after that? Yeah, I say this is a multiband compressor. This is a saturation plugin, does almost everything. Yeah, so on the monitor here, when you check the master, there's no compression. You can see the waveform here. Yeah, this thing is hitting past the ceiling. It means there's nothing on the there's no limiter. I've never activated the limiter. This Maximus also is a limiter. It's a limiter. You can use it as a limiter. You can see this part here on the master or every frequency. This part, this is the ceiling. So this is the ceiling here. So when you see this effect, it means the ceiling is not yet set. Yeah. So music can go past 0 decibels here. That's dangerous. So I can set my ceiling to negative 1, between negative 1 and 0. So I prefer negative 0.5 to 1, around there. Let me bring in another visual plugin from FL Studio. In case you don't have this, loudness meter. This is a loudness meter, but I'm bringing another visual, the dB meter. This one I can enlarge it. You're going to see the ceiling, how this thing here. Sorry. Yeah, this is the dB meter. How this effect. Okay. So how this ceiling effect here is applied. So this is the dB meter, the visual on the master. So you can see here, this is 1, negative 1. So because I've set it at negative 1 here, look at the hint panel here, this is negative 1. It won't go past negative 1. So no matter how hard I crank the master button, the post gain here, this won't go past negative 1. So there's still parts, something I've not shown you, the saturation part. Yeah, because this beat feels dry, so you have to do some to achieve some saturation, and you can achieve it through your through Maximus. This part, this is what we call soft saturation. So you can achieve it using this. You just control. You control your saturation with this plugin. I mean this knob. So it depends with how you hear your beat. I always say mix mastering is just your ears. Still I hear like my lows are still low, so I can bring them up, or I can go to the mids and bring them down a little bit. But even the visual here, so that my lows, it means, my highs, I can come and the post gain here, I can adjust my highs, bring them up a little bit. That's too much. So on the master, I can bring the compression on now because it was off, and you will see the compression going on here. You can just do this, so you can see how the compression comes in and also the effect that it brings. Let's listen before and after. So you can feel how the track the compression comes in and how it controls the dynamics of the track, how it controls the dynamics of the track. But for me, I rarely use this compression here. I rarely use that compression. I prefer bringing in another compressor. So let me do this. This is a third-party plugin. You can still use an inbuilt compressor. You have multi-band compression, many compressors from FL Studio. But I have my best compressor here, the Glue. Yeah, I prefer to bring it before the Maximus. Then I come here. I choose my mastering. Then the Glue. So this, as the word goes, glue, it glues the track, the mids, the lows, and the highs together. So let's listen to before and after. This is before the glue, and this is after. So you can listen to, you can feel the sound is now open and it is now richer. You can feel it is rich, very rich. The dynamics. Even you on my loudness meter, you can see it has really gone up. Let me put before and after. This is before. It was at around 17, 18, right there, 17, around there, 17.8 or 18 LUFS. Now let me bring all these two. That's around 12, but still the track is not that dynamically balanced. I mean the punch, it lacks the punch, so you can crank it up further. Yeah, I have already set the ceiling here to -1. That's enough for me. Yeah, but I can also just decide to bring it 0.5, depends. That's fine already. The stereo separation is right there, fine. So let me remove these things. I used that already. So the final part now is to bring all the levels up. Once you feel everything is already. So I've forgotten something here. The EQ part. I said I use this part. I can decide also to use another EQ from FL Studio inbuilt EQ to adjust the frequencies. Yeah, I can adjust the highs here. You can feel the difference. That is too much. You just look at the waveform. You just look at the waveform, and you can know where to adjust. But because there are no vocals here, so the middle part, you are going to visually you're going to see it is less dynamic because vocals, we don't have the vocals yet here, so you are going to feel the dynamic part of the mids to be lower. So once the artist they record, you do the final mixing of the track, then definitely you're going to feel you see the levels up. So every beat without vocals should be having that waveform. You can feel the valley, you can see the valley, small valley, if I can use that layman's language, a small valley here. It means that calls for the vocals. So we can, maybe we have the vocals and still we see that valley, that hollow. Now you can now come and adjust manually by using the EQ. You just adjust the frequencies. But for this track, I won't do that. I won't do that. Just a little bit right there. So the lows, I feel like the lows are already fine. That's already fine. It's already balanced. So you can see that the track is getting dynamically awesome. Yeah. So if you want to do an after and before, you just bring turn this off, turn on. You have an A/B listening. That is before. After EQ, after the compression, everything. So now I have to bring the overall sound up. Now I'm going to use the Maximus, this plugin, this knob here, this post gain here, and my loudness meter here. So I will crank this post gain until I hear distortion. When I start to hear distortion, I will stop there, go a little bit down, because that is going to be the sweet spot. That is the loudest I can go. Yeah. So let's try this. We listen to where it gets us. So right there, around there, you can feel that there's a distortion coming in. So you have to go back down a little bit until you don't feel the distortion, and don't make the track more quiet by going down too much. So you just adjust this step by step. To me, that's enough. That's a lot. That's a lot. Around 9.6. That's good for YouTube, Spotify, and the streaming platforms. That's an integrated loudness of 9.5 around there. That's 9.5, average 9.5. For me, that's okay. So this basically is what I do. This is basically how I do my mastering. Yeah, and the track now sounds very, very complete. Sounds good. Yeah. We can do an after and before again. This is before. This is after. Nothing. Mastering is all about the subtle movements. Yeah, it's all about the subtle movements, the subtle changes. Yeah. Most part of the mix mastering starts from the mixing stage. So you have to make sure that the mixing stage is fine. Yeah, you do choose the best sounds. You EQ, you add your saturation from the mixing phase. Yeah, so when you come to the mastering, just adding the extra dynamics and small compression. Yeah. So let me export this track and we come here, I'll drop it here, and we'll have a visual comparison after I let me export it. Yeah, I'll export MP3 320 kilobytes. Okay, now we have our track. My cactus must this one. Awesome. So this is at size. Let me bring it to 200, and also this to 200. Bring it down. This is 600, and also bring this to 600. Yeah, so you can see the visual difference. So this space here, this is the headroom. I mean, this is the ceiling. This is the ceiling. So if you look at this track now, I'm going to see that it's full. It's full. Yeah, it's full. And it sounds different from the mix. I can open another, not another session. It's right here. Let me just turn off the mastering plugins, and we have a listen. Yeah, so now this is the mix before. Let me select that part again. Yep. This is the before. And this is after mastering. Before. After. So you can feel the difference. You can feel the difference. So basically, this is how I do my mixing, mastering. I mean, my mastering. Yeah, it's just nothing big, nothing big. All the stuff is on the mixing part. Yeah. So I hope you have learned something, 1, 2, yeah, from this, and hopefully we're going to make good music together. Yeah, you know this. We always learn. Yeah, in music production, there's always learning. We learn every day. Yeah, and I hope you have learned something, 1, 2, 3 that you can apply. Yeah, so I hope this helps you. Yeah, for those who are yet to subscribe to my channel. Yeah, and you subscribe to me, you support me, we grow together. Yeah, and it's all about supporting each other. Yeah, so I wish you all the best. Let's do good music. Let's do good music. Yeah. So bye.